There's very few times I can ever say this to a man, but you suffered a gruesome injury this year, right? You tore your hamstring from the bone, which just sounds like the most painful thing ever. And that's not even close to the worst injury you ever suffered. But just first start with the injury. Like, what does that feel like when you tear your hand? Did you know it was bad? Did it pop? What's it feel like?
It just felt like a regular hamstring. But then when I got the MRI, it was kind of slightly off the bone, so I just had to get it surgically repaired. So I came to the Texas Medical Center to do it, and I've been doing my rehab up there. And
the Texas Medical Center, obviously something that's near and dear, frankly, to your heart.
Yes, because they basically saved my life. And when I was in college, and I went through the Inferior Vena Cava tear, and they rushed me to the Texas Medical Center, and the doctors there, they're amazing. And
is that's the one over by Rice? Is that the one over by Rice? I'm trying to think where.
It's close. It's close. Yeah.
Okay, so for people who forget, okay, DJ's in college, and was it because of a hit? Is that because they?
Yeah, it was in practice, and
there's video of it, and you got hit right, like in the chest.
Yeah, his knee. Me and the safety ran into each other. His knee hit me in the chest and like knocked the wind out of me. That's how I felt. And randomly, our head trainer Doc O'Shea, he just off intuition, he just takes me inside, and luckily he did, because I was losing blood and I was bleeding internally, and so I was low key dying.
So wait. Remember, this is your inferior vena cava, okay? It's 95% of people who suffer any sort of tear to the inferior vena cava.
It's the main.
Die.
It's the main vein that pumps blood into your heart.
Okay, so your trainer just happens to take you in, check you out. They rush you to Texas Medical Center, and like, did you lose consciousness? Like, when did somebody say, like, hey, this is bad?
Okay, well, when I get to the hospital, when I get to the Texas Medical Center, they're starting to do all these scans.
Oh, and let me just, before you get to the scans, how long between they take you off the field and they decide to take you to the hospital?
I would say probably like maybe an hour, because the ambulance got there fast, and luckily we're not there. We're not there. U of H isn't that far from the Texas Medical Center, but I would say from the hit till I got to the hospital, I'd say like an hour and a half.
All right, so you get there, they start doing scans.
Yeah, they started doing scans, and at first they knew I was bleeding internally because I was losing vision, and that's usually the signs. But I'm losing vision, and they just like, okay, well, we're going to have to cut you open. So I told Doc, I was like, all right, cool, just don't mess my abs up, and everything's good. So, but yeah.
Still have a chance to be vain, even though, like, I'm still vain, and I want to be alive, and I want my abs. Dude, I've been working on these abs. I got some washboards going.
I was working on them for a long time, and I didn't want to mess them up. But luckily, the doctors at the Texas Medical Center, they took real good care of me.
When you were losing vision and you're bleeding internally, like, what goes through somebody's mind when that? Did you think that was it?
No, I knew something was wrong, and I just wanted to get the problem fixed. And if that was me going to the hospital and them cut me, then so be it. I just wanted to get back out there on the field.
So really, really amazing career. You make your way to the NFL. You get drafted. We all saw the video on, I think, ESPN when you got drafted, and John Gruden, the guy they told your story. This year, something changed in Oakland. Something changed. What was it?
I feel like it was like the culture, like our whole locker room. We kind of like, I feel like this year we all kind of clicked together, and in the offense they was rolling, like, man, like Derek, DC, and Crab. Crab had a great year.
Crabtree, yep.
And with Latavius, and then we had our two young running backs with Jalen Rashad and DeAndre Washington. With that three-headed combo with the running game and with our O-line, I mean, we was out there, we was doing good, and I feel like this whole year, I feel like the culture changed. Everybody was out there working. It wasn't no selfishness. It was none of that, and we were just out there just working hard, just trying to win games, just win. And I feel like next year is gonna be the year.
What's that like? Because Oakland, full disclosure, my sister was part of the organization going back to when they went to the Super Bowl, but you guys hadn't been back to the playoffs since. So from the time you got there, it was still pretty bad, right? What's that like though to finally break through, be a playoff team? I mean, does it?
It feels so good because when you're losing, the season is so long. It's so long and it's terrible and it sucks. Nobody wants to lose. But when you're winning, you having fun. It's a great atmosphere. It's a great working environment, and we got a taste of that this year, and we're gonna have that taste in our mouth for a while now.
Okay, you get hurt, Derek gets hurt as well. But to be a part of the culture change, but then have to watch your team in the playoffs, start a guy who had never played, who had never third string quarterback who had never started a game in the NFL. Period. Like that's got to be a little bit of a letdown.
I mean, we were behind Connor Cook the whole way. I mean, unfortunately, Derek went down, and Matt got hurt too, and he was the next guy up. So that's our whole philosophy. That's the whole NFL's philosophy. It's the next man up. If somebody gets hurt, the next man got to come in and fill his shoes for him.